Good afternoon, Saints fans and Hootats from all over the world. This is Kyle T. Mosley here with Mr. Bob Rose. What's going on, Bob?
Not much, Mr. Mosley. Happy New Year to you, by the way, and your family, and all you viewers tuning in. I hope everybody is enjoying the game so far, and it's obviously not going to be the last for our New Orleans Saints in 2021.
Yeah, definitely. Happy New Year to everybody. Looks like the Saints are trying to take care of business. The score is 16-7 in Carolina at the moment. Will Lutz, we'll talk about Will Lutz a little bit later, but I don't think the Saints are getting any help from the Packers. They are taking care of business against Chicago, but you never can say never, right? So, Bob, tell us the big plays of the game so far. What are your thoughts about Cook, his touchdown, as well as Sanders?
I tell you what, both Cook and Sanders are playing, terrific first halves, and with the depletion that the Saints have had at the skill positions, running back and wide receiver. I think we all wrote about in the past few days how Sanders and Cook had to come up big in this game, and so far they are. And you know what? All the credit to Drew Brees in the world too, because he is finding them. Other than a couple of misfires that he had on that last drive and one in the first quarter that should have been picked off, Brees has been really sharp. He's looking for his veterans, for his veteran Pro Bowlers, Sanders and Cook, like you said first. But Lil Jordan Humphrey has stepped up and made a couple of plays. And after the first two series, where the Saints offensive line struggled a little bit in pass protection, they seemed to iron out whatever was going on along those edges. And, Brees is getting rid of the ball quick, but he's also the benefit of some good pass protection too.
Yeah, definitely. Look, I want to say this. Think about what the Saints have gone through and they're being decimated, right? So the COVID-19 situations, the injuries, you don't have Michael Thomas out there. You don't have Alvin Kamara. You know, two guys that you usually rely on heavily. Brees is still being able to guide the football down the field. And Ty Montgomery, if you just continue to give him the ball, Sean Payton, I think you will see more efforts in the running game if there's some consistency there. Now, let's turn to the defense. How do you think the defense is performing? It looks like they're picking on Haley at cornerback.
Yeah, and we expected him to. Either Haley or Ken Crawley, whoever was going to be that third cornerback, was probably going to draw the assignment more often than not on Curtis Samuel, because we all expected Janoris Jenkins and Marshawn Lattimore to lock down as much as possible on Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore, and that has happened. So Dennis Allen is probably going to tweak some of his coverage schemes a little bit in the second half to try to contain Samuel, or at least limit him to short receptions and get him down on the ground quickly. But it was going to be a problem area for the Saints defense coming in. We knew that. A little bit of extra pressure, heavier pressure up front from the Saints front five pass rushers, to cause Teddy Bridgewater to get rid of that ball quicker in the second half would really help Grant Haley, and that secondary. Other than that, I think Demario Davis is playing like a man with his hair on fire. He's all over the field. And it was funny, as I was gathering my thoughts as the second half of the second quarter wound down, I was going to gripe and moan a little bit about the Saints defense's failures on 3rd and 4th and short. And then lo and behold, Malcolm Brown comes up with that huge stop to get the turnover on downs. But other than that, the Saints are getting pushed around a little bit at the point of attack on 3rd and 4th downs again. So that's something to keep an eye on for the second half too.
Yeah, well, I think there's some adjustment there. Malcolm Brown just returning to the lineup after a few weeks being out due to injury, and he has really been key for the New Orleans Saints run stuff defense, right? So having him back in the lineup is great. Sheldon Rankins, he as well as the Big O up front is really good, and Mr. Tuttle is not too shabby himself. Now, let's talk about Will Lutz. What's going on? What's happening?
Man, I don't know. But the Saints fans, there's every reason to be concerned about the kicking situation for the New Orleans Saints. As I believe you reported a couple of days ago, Kyle, that it was either you or John Hendricks. The Saints brought in 3 kickers for tryouts this past week. Now, even though they didn't sign any of them, that should be a note to not only Mr. Lutz to work his way out of the yips or the shanks if you're a golfer, but it should also give notification to all of us that cover the team and watch the team that Sean Payton is not comfortable with his kicking situation right now, and that could play a factor in a close game. On a fourth down where you would normally see Lutz trot out onto the field for an automatic 3, that's going to cause Sean Payton to go for it in maybe a situation where perhaps he wouldn't or shouldn't in the past.
Yeah, the confidence is not there for Lutz. Kind of similar to what we had going on with Garrett Hartley around his rookie season, remember? So I don't know what's happening with Lutz. I don't know if there's a problem with his leg or what's happening. We shall see. Now, Quez Callaway, great blocking down the field. Emmanuel Sanders, he's only a couple catches away to a $500,000 bonus. Man, can I get a little bit of love there, Mr. Sanders? You right? So, what's to expect in the second half, Bob?
Yeah, again, offensively, you got to expect that Breeze is going to continue to work the seams in the middle of the field to his two big guns, both Cook and Sanders. Get rid of that ball quickly. You mentioned it a little bit before. Sean Payton, please don't give up on your running game. You have made some plays with Ty Montgomery. I'd like to know what's going on with Tony Jones. He had a couple of nice pushes off of the right guard before he limped off of the field after one nice run. So hopefully Jones is okay because he was showing us a little something too between the tackles. But if you're the Saints, you have to come out. You have to maintain balance on this first possession. Stay aggressive. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we called it a couple minutes ago. That Teddy Bridgewater is going to pick on whoever Grant Haley or Ken Crawley is going to be on in coverage. So pass rush. You got to get to Teddy quicker, and even if you don't get him on the ground, you force him to rush those throws. Other than that, continue to stuff the Panthers running game at the point of attack, make them one-dimensional, and then beat that one dimension.
Okay. All right, guys. We will pick up coverage on the New Orleans Saints after the game. We will have some recaps from John Hendricks, as well as Bob Rose and Brendan Borland, and myself on tomorrow. Bob, how can everybody follow you on the World Wide Web?
Well, folks, you can, of course, follow me and my work at the Saints News Network, but you can follow my personal pages, too, where I do post all of our works. Facebook, Bob Rose, and over at Twitter, at BobbyR2613.
All right. And follow us at Saints News on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Guys, thank you for being with us throughout the regular season. We really do appreciate you guys tuning into our pregame as well as halftime reports. First time we've done it this year. We'd like to improve. We'd like to get your feedback. But I've got to say a big shout out, a heavenly shout out to my main man, Mr. Barry Hurstis. If you guys have not heard about him passing away on Christmas Eve, give respects to his family. He leaves behind his wife as well as a couple of grandkids. So big shout out to Barry. Love you. And guys, don't forget, the New Orleans Saints still can be able to maintain the second seed. They'll play on wild card weekend. They'll have either Bears or Arizona Cardinals. We don't know right now, but it's still a good chance that the New Orleans Saints, as well as Drew Brees, who may be in his final regular season game, you may be watching history right now. So let's keep the faith. Don't go on the Crescent City Connection right now. It's going to be a good one. This is Kyle T. Mosley with Mr. Bob Rose. Thank you guys for a great 2020 regular season, and let's look forward to having a great playoff run at the Lombardi. Take care. Bye.
Okay.